All right, so some of you guys have been bugging me about how much wood I have and what kind of wood I have and whatnot like that. So this is a part of my collection. There's some more in here. I cleaned everything that's down here out of here so I can actually get a look at it. And this doesn't count. I've got probably 10, 15 pounds of ironwood inside the house too. This is some of the, I believe it's Oregon maple burl. Yeah, dyed Oregon maple burl from, this is blue. This is from Mark at Burl Source. And then I have two big pieces of that and one smaller piece because I made a handle out of some of it. And then I had some, I've got another piece coming on the way too. And I have some dyed Cascara from Mark also. This is a really strange wood. It's got a lot of figure to it, but it's really big and wavy. And on a small handle, see that? Look at that. It almost just doesn't, you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use this yet, because those big wide quilts like that, they're really beautiful and they're very 3D, as you can tell. But it's just not, I'm not sure where this is going to go. And then I have some purple Oregon maple burl still. And then these actually belong over here, because these I believe are all, no, these aren't Buckeye burl. I'm not even sure what these are. They're supposed to be stabilized, but they don't feel like it. I've had a hard time. I used to buy some wood off of eBay, and I don't do that anymore. If I buy wood off of eBay, it's unstabilized, and I send it to K&G myself, because most home stabilized woods, even if they use cactus juice or any of that stuff, most of them just suck. They don't have any, they're basically wood. They still whisker like wood. I mean, when you grind these and you get them wet, they don't whisker. These are stabilized by K&G. That's the only person Mark uses, I believe. They don't even whisker. I mean, you're basically grinding an acrylic, even though it's got the beautiful wood pattern and the feel of wood. It's not, it doesn't handle like wood. When you buy something stabilized, you don't want it to do that. You want it to finish out stable so that, you know, going into a kitchen environment, it's not, it's wood, but it's not. It's that's why it's called stabilization. This you can hear. I mean, it's wood. I almost wouldn't say it was stabilized at all. This is some Oregon maple as well. I wish Mark would get some more of this in. This makes beautiful spacer material. The white just stands out like you would not believe. African Blackwood from Myron at Dream Burls. I use this in place of horn a lot because the color's nice and streaky like good horn. You know, the pretty stuff that everybody likes. And it's got a nice texture. It's stabilized. Again, K&G. Myron only uses K&G as well. Some of the stripy wood I have Mango from Mark. I have a lot of wood from Mark. A lot of customers send me wood from Mark, which makes sense. I mean, Mark's one of the best out there, so I try to buy from Myron as well. Myron has some really good deals out there. He just doesn't buy as much as Mark, and he's much smaller, you know. I have some gorgeous koa. I'm not sure where this came from. Robert gave this to me in trade for a lot of work that I'm doing. Another piece of koa. And then another piece of koa, which I actually like quite a bit. This one's got much bigger, more of a tiger stripe than a figure. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm not a big wood person, even though I own a ton of it. This is a tree that I dug up from, it's got, the figure's much better than this. It doesn't show very well. Or no, this is walnut. This is figured walnut. Where's that? This is from the tree that I dug up. And the figure is a flame. It looks like fire. I don't even know how to describe it, but a lot of cracks in it. I'll have to cut a lot of the wood up to get to good stuff. But I had this stabilized just to see what it would do. Use it for ferrule material and whatnot. Another piece of walnut. And this isn't very polished, but it has really good figure in it. And I believe this is Claro. This I just recently got from Mark, and it's black walnut. I love that feathered figure. It's just really, 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 really cool. And it goes all the way through the piece. So then there's this interesting laminate that I made quite a while back. I think it's willow, spalted willow, bog oak. This is all 5,460-year-old bog oak. I got a few pieces of that. I've got another block, but it's a customer's. This is spalted Oregon maple from Mark. Another piece of spalted Oregon maple from Mark. And then lacewood, I believe. Hawaiian silky oak. Wasn't lacewood at all. It's an interesting piece of wood. This actually came from Arizona Ironwood. I have a few pieces from them. I believe they use K&G as well. The smell is similar, and as is the feel to Mark's other pieces. Some red Molly burl from Myron. It's actually kind of hard to get a hold of this stuff. I've seen you get a lot of the other colors, but the red is not as common. Not from a trust or a seller I trust. You can get it on eBay, but again, who knows what they did with it. These are redwood burl, and what's funny is they really changed color over time. They used to be a just candle flame yellow. I mean, they were yellow as yellow could be. And even though they're stabilized, again, these were eBay blanks, they've turned a darker orange over time. The figure's really beautiful in them, though. I think finished with Tru-Oil, these would be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of wood. And then I have Buckeye burl. I have tons of Buckeye burl. I actually sent all of those blocks behind there, everything there I sent in to be stabilized at K&G. When I did that, I gained a lot of respect for Mark and Myron and the work that they do, because the wood that I got back, a lot of it is completely unusable. I might be able to get some ferrule pieces out of it, or, I mean, you can see here, a lot of checks and chunks and missing pieces, and, so it's pretty, just a lot of holes in it. But it is what it is. It's part of the game, So, and then here's a dyed piece of Buckeye burl from Craig Stevens. And I've stopped using Craig. His wood is beautiful. A lot of it's really beautiful. A lot of it is kind of, let me see here. It's kind of personal. This is from a customer. It's actually, I'm going to put it on Instagram for sale today. This is Craig Stevens too. I don't like this at all. Other people that I've showed it to are just like, wow, that's gorgeous. And the customer paid $140 for this piece of wood. And I believe it. I've seen one piece of Craig's wood go for $160 before. And the fact of the matter is that I can't justify $160 for handlewood to a customer. So I don't buy a whole lot from Craig anymore. But it's only for that reason. His wood is stabilized top notch, and some of it, like this piece, is really, 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 really pretty. And good figure and really neat color. He does a lot of very strange color combinations that always turn out interesting. So up here we have some flamed redwood, I think it is. I don't remember exactly what this stuff was called. I bought this stuff off eBay too. And it's actually got quite a bit of figure in it as well. Kind of like the quilted stuff. This light's not picking it up. Some of my ironwood. That's out here. More stabilized walnut. This and this piece, I sent a lot of that walnut in to be stabilized myself. These two came from a gunstock blank that a friend gave me in Nevada, who later passed away not too long after that. So it's kind of special wood. This is, I believe, Thailand rosewood burl. This is it's unstabilized. I don't believe you can stabilize rosewood. It's too dense. It's a very heavy piece of wood. But this was actually the first piece of wood that I bought off of eBay. If I recall, it was the first piece of wood I bought for handles that wasn't ironwood, that I bought locally, and it's really gorgeous. I think it cost me like, I don't know, I think I want to say $80 or $90. for this tiny little, you know, it's not a very big piece of wood, but really gorgeous. I still haven't found the handle set that I'm going to make with it, but I have it if I ever do. Really cool piece of red Molly burl. This is stabilized as well. That's dusty. Some Wenji, some that's ironwood too. There's purple. Oops. Purple heart under there that's unstabilized, and then all the cut off, cast off odds and ends from, that's walrus tooth, I believe, and then cut offs from other knives and whatnot that I've made and done. Some more of the blue Oregon maple. I have muskox horn from Neil Maximilian. That's being earmarked and saved for another project for him later. And this is Usyk. This is walrus penis bone, just so you know what that is. Kind of a interesting thing. This came from Mark at Pearl Source as well, and he likes to make jokes about it. You know, if you rub it, will it turn into a Giotto? Put it on a petty, rub it, turn into a Giotto, something like that. I don't remember. It was kind of, I laughed. It was funny. Some water buffalo horn that I no longer use because it cracks and checks, and you know, give it a little bit of time and it shrinks and then it grows again, and the stuff's just not consistent enough. I mean, it works and it can make beautiful, beautiful handles, but it just, as a maker, you know, I send it out to a customer and they're getting a hold of me 2 weeks later saying, hey, these metal spacers that you have are sticking out around this horn. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what happened. The horn shrunk, and you know, there's nothing I can do about it, but because when it leaves here, it's flush, you know. But anyway, that's what I have on hand, not counting that ironwood in the house. Just a little bit of wood. And then I have some interesting pieces over here. This piece is also going up for sale with the Craig Stevens piece. And this is from Mark, I believe, also one of the maples. And then this is a really nice piece of koa that I just traded for tonight. I love the silvery koa the best. I know everybody wants the root beer brown stuff, and you know, for me it's this powdery silver stuff that I really, 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 really like. And then this is for Lance's Tsuji. That's mammoth tooth. The weirdest stuff ever. It's just, I mean, it feels like it's just gonna fall apart in your hand, but really, really cool. Yes, that says $1,300. I don't know if that's what it cost him, but, and then a piece of 5,460-year-old bog oak that Lance sent for his Tsuji as well. And this piece is Mark Dixon's. And this is sycamore. Very, very interesting piece of wood. I'm not sure if we'll use it, but it's cool nonetheless. Anyhow, so that's what we have, guys. If you're a customer and you're wondering what piece of wood that I have on hand that you might be interested in, there it all is. And if you want to do something else, then we'll do something else. Thanks.